Hello and welcome back to Kerno Outdoors. Um, I just thought I would do a little video on my new Garmin Epix Sapphire 51mm Pro against the Apple Watch Ultra, which I've had. I've had the Apple Watch since they were launched or thereabouts, and I picked up the Garmin Epix today. Um, but I did have the Gen 2 before I got the Apple Watch Ultra. Um, Everything in my home is Apple, so the Apple Watch Ultra was everything I was hoping it would be, except for the battery. And the battery is the only thing that lets it down, really. That said, I do absolutely love it, and it is without a doubt my favourite watch purely for using. It's an absolute joy to use. It's so easy to use, so easy to navigate. Siri works seamlessly with it. You can ask it calculations, you can ask it to do timers. Uh, it's well built. I've worn it doing everything: cycling, the gym, running, swimming, fighting, even, martial arts or whatever. Um, and it's immaculate. Considering it's such a large lump of glass, it is undamaged and as crisp as it was when it came out of the packet. Um, yeah, It came with the original Ocean strap, which I didn't really like, and I've just got a third-party nylon one, which is quite comfy, and I like it. Quite a heavy lump, though. Quite a heavy lump. Um, which brings me on to Garmin Epix. Now, I had one before, which I did quite like because it had a great battery life, and it was the first one with the AMOLED touch screen. And the touch screen on the Epix really, really did make it a game changer. It made it a lot more usable. Um, It's a lot lighter. I've got the 51mm one now, and it's a lot lighter than the Apple Watch Ultra. And it does have sapphire glass, so it's not for that. But I think the majority of the body is plastic, even though they say it's titanium. I think it's probably the front and the back, and that's about it, and maybe some of the frame of the watch. Um, but a great watch. I love the customizable displays on it. I used to like having an Omega one because I can't afford an Omega. But even if I could, would I get one? I don't know. Surely with an Omega screen, you've got the whole point of an Omega. Because the Garmin looks pretty cool, it's yeah, but it does everything else. So I've gone back to the Epix, and I'm going to make this my daily now. Because I love the body battery that it produces, and the sleep score. I always found it was really accurate, a really good indication. If I was feeling a bit ropey, it would always tie in with what the watch was saying, and the same with sleep. The Apple Watch does do sleep tracking, and it is pretty good, but that side of it doesn't seem as clear as Garmin's. But the main reason I got the Garmin is, despite it being it looks like a bigger screen and a super bright display, it has a much better battery life. Even looking at it now, it says 17-day battery, and this is just out of the box earlier today. I haven't plugged it in yet, I haven't done anything with it. Um, Obviously, it's got the display that goes off altogether as opposed to always on, but for now, I'm not bothered about that. I might change it later on. I quite like the new Epix Pro display because you've got loads and loads of data fields, and I will have some fun changing them around. So in October, I'm doing the Camino um, from France to the west coast of Spain, and I want to go lightweight, and I will be taking a power bank, absolutely, but I can't always guarantee that there'll be somewhere to plug it in and charge it up. So I wanted something that I can track my route on that won't need charging every night. Whereas the Apple Watch, despite having a fantastic battery, I still charge it probably every other night. And if you're using GPS, it's not going to be any better, really. It's going to be worse. So it will be a charge every night. And that's fine, but when weight is a real issue, you want it to be beneficial. So the Garmin is the one I'm going to choose to take away. For everyday life, the Apple is better, but purely for an expedition side of it, I'm going to use the Garmin. The Garmin. Um, I wish there was some hybrid. I wish Garmin would allow Apple integration, or Apple would create a watch that was as good as a Garmin. Because I love how Apple, you can get all your passes. I've got a lot of flights coming, or I'm going on a few flights soon, and you can carry your boarding passes. Paying for stuff's really simple. Controlling your watch, controlling your music, it just works really well. And Garmin, it does interact, but it's nowhere near as good or as easy to use as the Apple. So I'm between a rock and a hard place. I like them both, but I think I prefer wearing the Apple for the usability. But for what I need, the Garmin is where it's at. The Garmin have that market. So I've already managed to install my route on there. So 500 miles of hiking through Spain, and it's on the Garmin, ready to go. I do like on the Garmin, it's got the torch on the top, which is going to be beneficial when I'm routing in my rucksack at 2 in the morning, looking for some earplugs, and using the torch on this instead of a big head torch and waking everyone in the dormitories up. So this is a really important part of that kit. The fact it's got a torch on it, the fact it's got a compass, it's got the maps, it's standalone, independent, and I can get I can get Garmin Pay on there. So that's going to be my watch for the foreseeable future. I'm hoping Apple, with the big announcement in September, the new iPhone, they might produce a new one. That would be good if they did. One that had a better battery or was solar powered. If anyone can do it, Apple can. I don't understand. But then the Apple is doing a lot in the background. Anyway, let me know. What do you think? Which one would you take with you? And have you done it before? Any hints? Any tips? I'd appreciate every bit of help I can. Thanks.